Hello, Doomers. It is I. I'm back talking to you from the hellscape again. Currently sunny hellscape. Temperature is 17 degrees according to my computer. I think it is higher than that. It's also bank holiday weekend in Ireland, so a lot of the normies have fled the hellscape. Presumably, they've gone west to the various beaches that normie filth from the hellscape like to frequent during the bank holiday weekends. So I imagine places like Ballybunion and Kilkee are nightmarish at the moment as thousands of normies compete amongst themselves to generate the most noise and win the normie prick Olympics. Um, so it is quiet. That's good. Now, I seem to have come down with another head cold. So, yeah, I'm kind of mucusy and sniffly, and voice is kind of bad. I'm kind of coughing a little bit because I've come down with another head cold. It's, I had one maybe 3 weeks ago, and now I have another head cold. Or this is a consequence of, my propensity to lick dead pigeons. So, yeah, I remember back in the day when everyone wasn't coughing all the time, when they weren't constantly coughing. Now, in the hellscape at the moment, everyone's clearing their throat. They're trying to do a kind of, there's a lot of that kind of stuff going on. We all sound like we're fucking choking to death. It is what it is. But hopefully my voice is okay. Hopefully it's okay, and you can understand me. A lot of people in Ireland can't understand me, and I think I speak kind of clearly. While I do have an accent, I think it's reasonable. It's not a crazy accent. I think it is reasonable. Actually, someone asked me in comment. They didn't know where I was from. They thought I was Scottish, presumably because I used the word we. And then, I had a wee drink, that kind of thing, which is kind of Scottish. But no, that's just cultural appropriation on my behalf. I've appropriated the word we. Uh, Next time I talk to you guys, I could very well have dreadlocks. I'm just a cultural appropriation machine. But I'm not Scottish. I'm not Scottish. So I'm Irish. I live in the southwest of Ireland in a post-industrial shithole called Limerick. I think I told you about it before. Never come, it is ghastly, and you won't have a nice time. You'll probably be attacked by ne'er-do-wells. So stay away from the hellscape. If you ever come to the hellscape, send me an old message. We'll meet for a wee dram of whiskey, laugh at the normies. Um, what am I talking about? Oh yes, so I am Irish. So this is a kind of Irish accent. Um, it's not, yeah, it's likely not really representative of the Limerick accent. Uh, I do probably speak a little bit differently to the other boys and girls from Limerick. Probably a little bit more neutral. But I think I speak relatively clearly. I'd like to think that you guys could understand me, can understand me. And it doesn't seem like I'm speaking in tongues or just talking gibberish. Well, obviously I am kind of talking, fucking but fuck all. But it's still legible. You can still hear words and sort of meaning of sentences. But I'm starting to doubt my fucking voice because the boys and the girls in the hellscape don't seem to be able to understand me. So yeah, for example, when I go into a shop, so I don't speak a lot. Um, I talk to my doomer dad, so I'll visit him later to catch up with him. I decided to give him a break this week, an Ian break, because he deserves one. And yeah, just a bit of a dose. Yeah, so if you're not in the mood, or if you're in a good mood, you probably don't want to see me waft in your door. Yeah, waft in your door at my, big happy head, sort of mumbling about inflation. Yeah, it is. So I decided to give him a break. But I talk to him every week, and I also speak to my doomer best mate. Now, my doomer best mate can understand me, so when I speak, he understands me. My doomer dad struggles, but it's not a consequence of my voice or speaking style per se. It's because he's going deaf. So he will ask me to repeat. And I don't mind that. He's going deaf. Now, also, I don't roar or scream. So I do manage my volume. The pitch of my voice is probably a little bit low, and I speak with a low volume. But no one can understand me. So when just as an example, so I speak twice a week, but I am required to have verbal exchanges in other situations. Most notably, if I go into a shop for shit, if I need shit in a shop, I will go in and yeah, if I need something behind the counter, I will communicate the order. If it's successful, then I will engage in pleasantries like, thanks, that kind of stuff. But yeah, they usually they can't understand the order part. So this, yeah, just every week, I went into a shop and I said, "Can I have a box of tobacco, please?" And the person looked at me and said, "Sorry, what was that? what are you saying? Almost with a fucking gleeful look on their face. What? Now, I'm not talking, about a foreigner. I'm talking about some fucking Pakistani chap who was shipped into the country a few weeks ago to do the graveyard shift in the local centra. I'm not talking about those guys. I'm talking about true blue, dyed in the wool, hellscape bastards. My peers, the people who grew up in the shithole with me. So fellow Limerick people can't understand my accent. So can I have a box of tobacco, please? Or so yeah, I'm not going to start talking about work stuff, but I was required to have a wee chat with a recruitment consultant, maybe 1.5 months ago. It's not really important when it was. So I was having a chat with this lady, and she needed some of my details. So I had to give her, numbers. I think one of the numbers was my mobile phone number. I'm not going to give you my mobile phone number. I know I'm fucking confessional on YouTube. I'm not going to be giving out my fucking number. Um, but anyway, yeah, so what's your number, Ian? I'll get it now. I don't know my number. That also freaks out normies when they go, "What's your phone number?" And you go, "I haven't a fucking clue. I haven't a clue." Up until recently, I didn't even have it on the phone. So I didn't input the number of my phone, which I don't know, into my phone because I'm a fucking retard. So in that situation, somebody asked me, "What's your phone number, Ian?" I'd have to text my doomer best mate and go, "Doomer best mate, do you know my phone number?" Anyway, it's in the phone now. So the recruitment consultant, Ian, what's your number? And I thought I gave her my numbers. So 085 32167. So, come on now. I can't understand you. Can you just do that again, please? Okay. 085. Yeah, that one, Ian. What's that supposed to be? What the fuck? 085. Yeah, so I get 08. What's after 08? It's a 5. I cannot understand you, Ian. Uh, can you pronounce it again slowly? 5. 5. And this went on. This went on for fucking 25, 30 seconds, which feels a lot longer. When you're having that kind of bizarre exchange with a recruitment consultant. 5. So eventually I had to do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And eventually got it. So apparently I can't speak. I'm incoherent. I don't even know what you're fucking listening to now. I presume none of you can understand anything I'm saying. So you're probably relying on subtitles. I'll probably even confuse the subtitle generator. What's this fucking guy saying? 5. I don't know. And I think I speak clearly. Tell me, I don't know. Tell me in the comments if you can understand me, and if my pronunciation of 5 was sufficient to be understood. So yeah, hopefully everyone understands me today. Well, obviously, Doomer Dad will understand me today. But I'm just going to take a break from doom today, well, this afternoon and early evening. I imagine I'll crawl back into the doomosphere later on today. Just have a wee gander around and see what happened. I'm going to take a break today because I'm just kind of burned out. I'm just kind of burned out from it, particularly yesterday. Yesterday was fucking mental. You have all the climate stuff. So, yeah, the park fire in California is now the fourth largest conflagration in its history. As of Friday morning, it was only 24% contained. Uh, Most of the Balkans is also on fire. Macedonia. Yeah, they're having a bad time. We know all the heat records are toppling everywhere. But yesterday it was kind of all about the economy, the economic kablamo that is, obviously happening at the moment. Real economy is completely fucked. And I think, yeah, the markets kind of realized yesterday. Now, it was mainly about that jobs report that kind of suggests the labour market is softening a little bit more than analysts were expecting. So that gave the markets a wee jolt because they're starting to think that maybe the Fed left it too late, which they did, when they were lying to us for a few years saying inflation was transitory and simply refusing to raise interest rates. They kind of baked all of this shit in due to their mismanagement of an inflationary cycle. So you had the jobs report. You also had Intel announcing the 18,000 layoffs, representing 15% of the global workforce. That caused Intel stock to tank. Jesus, what was it when I looked at last? 26%. The big story yesterday was about the Japanese Nikkei. Japanese Nikkei suffered its steepest declines since old Black Monday in 1987. So it'll be interesting to see how the Nikkei fares on Monday. Yeah, I was talking to a friend on Facebook. I only use Facebook to talk to this one friend, and he's an investor. He's a retail investor. Very bright, but very bullish. He's kind of like a Parma bull, sort of bad news is good news. If the stocks go down, I'm going to buy everything, buy the dip. He was still bullish yesterday. He very much believes, in that old adage, when others are fearful, be greedy. He doesn't follow any of the macroeconomics. You wouldn't be able to say anything about inflation, what the Fed is up to, or any sort of global stuff. All he does is read company reports. And company self-reports, and that's sufficient to generate this perma-bullish approach to the markets. So I say, yeah, this time it is different. It is different. We're about to enter into a depression, the likes of which has not been seen since 1929. We're also about to witness the financial system as we know it collapse. Hey. He's still bullish. When I say to him, friend, perma-bull friend, you should pay more attention to the news particularly the economic news, definitely the economic news, but preferably just all of the other stuff too, because it is interconnected. So, for example, this guy, he doesn't know anything about oil or the energy markets. Just zero understanding of that. Yeah. Um, so I do tell him that he should follow the news. And he always replies, Warren Buffett. He doesn't follow the news. He trusts his gut and the data. The earnings reports. This is looking at it going, you do realize that Warren Buffett has people in Berkshire Hathaway whose job it is to pore over macro and send the relevant information up the ladder. You do realize that, that in Berkshire, they're not all just fucking walking around oblivious, sort of earnings are up, and apparently they're building this new AI robot that's going to increase efficiencies in the Shanghai plant. Fuck. Yeah, I'm just kind of burned out from it. In future video, we'll talk about the news. Yeah, we'll talk about the news in a future one. I do have an obsessive compulsive relationship to the news, but over the years, I've just kind of learned how to find the real stuff, the real news. So we'll talk about that in a future video, where you can find the real news, and that will save you time. I might even talk about where you can find other doomers. Uh, that would be useful for the younger doomers, I think. When I was doom pilling, yeah, I over relied on official sources and national broadcasters. I thought I was well informed. I wasn't, as I mentioned before. I was completely blindsided by the great financial crash, which has arguably psychologically scarred me. Uh, that's why I like to keep on top of shit. At the moment, there's little places you can go. It's also good to know where to find the other doomers, because I found doomers late in the game, and it would have been very helpful if I had found the doomers before I did. Particularly during my depression stage of climate grief, or collapse grief, then it would have been very helpful to have a few doomers to chat with, because I told you before, I thought I was mentally ill. And now I've reached the conclusion that I'm not mentally ill. Maybe a little bit neurodivergent, but I don't know. I'm not going to self-diagnose. I think I'm, fairly on an even keel. You know, fairly on an even keel. And so we'll do that in a future video. We'll review all the cool kind of news sources that you can exploit and places where you can hang with like-minded souls gazing into the abyss. So I'm kind of taking a break today, and that's why I'm talking to you guys. This is my break from the doomosphere. So when I'm not checking stuff related to the economy, ecology, energy, or that kind of thing, and when I want a break from the doomosphere, I post videos on YouTube for other doomers. That's my break, but it is my break, and that's why I don't really get too serious in the videos, or talk about the news, because this is my fucking break, and have a cigarette and just shoot the shit and practice my voice. Maybe I just need to speak more, and then I'll be understood more. Because they're definitely not getting it at the moment, and it is producing a degree of frustration. Yeah. As I said, my voice, my accent probably isn't very similar to the other boys and girls in Limerick, uh, because my voice has changed over the course of the last 10 years. Just things have happened to me, and things just stupidly I decided to do myself impacted how I speak and kind of generate words. And presumably that's why uh, the peeps in the hellscape think that I'm speaking in tongues, or in some foreign language. So yeah, there were actually, yeah. Let's talk about this. At 26 minutes, yeah, we just talk about Ian's stupid fucking voice for a few minutes. Then we'll wrap it up, and I'll go down and torment Doomer Dad. Yeah, he he be listening to a lot of stuff about the economy. He's interested. Hopefully, he's in the mood for it. Hopefully, he's in the mood for a good doomer briefing. Um, but yeah, my stupid voice. So so yeah, I was in my previous employment. I was kind of training consultant, specialising in communication training. So I'd work with executives from different countries about how they could communicate effectively. I worked with native English speakers, people who might have, I don't know, wee speech impediment, or even, I don't know, some guy who's about to make a best man speech at a wedding, and he's terrified about the prospect. But mainly it was corporate clients based in other countries. A lot of it was kind of just English teaching, but there was other elements where we discuss communication strategies, that kind of thing. And given the nature of the beast, there was a lot of advanced pronunciation. Uh, Over the years, I think that kind of has impacted how I speak. I know that I overpronounce unvoiced consonants, so I do overpronounce those. I also kind of pronounce unstressed vowels. So you will hear the stressed vowel, but you'll also kind of hear unstressed vowels. I don't reduce them to schwa like a lot of native speakers do. So that means I'm spending just a stupid amount of energy producing these sounds that are routinely reduced or elided by other native speakers. But it's just what happens when you do, sort of every day for fucking 10 hours, shit about advanced pronunciation, that kind of thing. So that would be a major contributing factor. That would be a major contributing factor. Uh, And it explains why I kind of overpronounce parts of words that other people wouldn't necessarily waste energy on or produce in speech. Yeah. Now, I was talking to my dumber best mate about this recently. I don't know when uh, our fascination with him started, but sometime around maybe 2015 or 2016, my doomer mate and I became quite fixated on Christopher Walken. I'm very fixated on Christopher Walken. And more specifically, on how Christopher Walken speaks. So we figured that it was almost our moral duty to practice and perfect a serviceable Christopher Walken impression so we could entertain each other. Um, it, there are a lot of videos on YouTube on the subject. There was one I relied on a lot. I forget the name of the chap who made the content, but it was easily the most compelling Christopher Walken impersonation video that this doomer ever watched. Now, so we got into a bad fucking habit of, sort of trying to speak like Christopher Walken. Now, I'm not good at it. I was never able to perfect my Christopher Walken, but by God, I tried. I tried. I put in fucking time. It's little things he does, like uh, uh, sometimes he'll completely avoid the opening vowel. If a word starts with a vowel, he'll completely avoid that, or heavily glottalize it. And another person would just probably reduce it to schwa. So he says something like onion, onion, this kind of thing. Although it kind of breaks vowels, particularly short vowel A's, man, and I'm not going to get into it. But yeah, we spent too much time watching fucking Christopher Walken impersonation videos. And then maybe that explains why sometimes I crack vowels in the middle of words. Definitely explains. Yeah. So I told you in a previous video I have what I call a glitch. My glitch is a mild facial tic that centers around the eyes. It activates anytime I am forced to experience stressful or absurd stimulus, or just whenever I feel sort of a high degree of stress. It'll manifest in the form of a facial tic. So it's also why my eyes look tired, because it's just always doing that kind of crap. No, I do. I don't, sort of do videos on those days, where if it's bad, I'm not, I'm not vain. I don't give a fuck, and I'm sure in every video I occasionally have a wee glitch, but some days it's quite bad, and I'm not going to make a video when it's like that. It's kind of a bad look, it's just a bad look. But yeah, I think the Christopher Walken thing, obsession, I think it's also responsible a little bit for my glitch. Um, because if you want to perfect Christopher Walken, you would have to do all the shit with the vowels and that kind of thing. But a lot of it is in the face. And he has kind of an asymmetrical face, or at the very least, he employs asymmetrical facial expressions when he speaks. So when he speaks, he might close one eye, but the other one is open. This kind of not gonna actually even fuck about with this now because I don't want to start something. Watch the video. I'm not going to include a link. Just type in Christopher fucking Walken impression, and yeah, it should be the most popular video. Watch it. He does it. He's great. I'm not going to do it, but I think that practicing that part of Christopher Walken at least contributed to the generation of my glitch, which is a mild facial tick. And so I spent kind of 10 years over pronouncing words. Uh, Even sometimes I get a pain in my diaphragm when you over pronounce unvoiced consonants a lot. It will eventually hurt you. Same with vowels. There's a reason people don't pronounce unvoiced consonants, and that's because you have to expel air. Uh, uh, yeah, it's kind of fucking stupid because I'm obsessed with energy and I waste so much energy when I speak just due to this bad habit. It is also why I can't speak very, very quickly. It is impossible to speak very quickly if you are producing these sounds. You will have a cardiac incident and perish. So yeah, so we had the all the advanced pronunciation, communication training, an unhealthy fascination with Christopher Walken, which again I spent so much time on it, and I still can't do a good Christopher Walken impression. It's like the fucking holy grail. Well, occasionally I would be sitting down with my doomer best mate. We'd be having a wee drink, and him or me will briefly slip into Chris Walken. You'll go, big Chris Walken head you. I can't remember why we thought it'd be a good idea to pour over these videos in an attempt to speak like Christopher White. I don't know why. And when I said we, spent a lot of time poring over the videos in an effort to perfect serviceable Christopher Walken impression, I don't think he spent as much time as me. I think maybe I might have committed myself more to the the mission than he did. Maybe he watched one or two videos and then went off about his day and thought no more about it, while I was, off in my place, glitching, trying to crack vowels. Um, so yeah. I don't know why we thought it would be a good idea. Presumably just because we found it amusing. We just, yeah. Um, the biggest thing that happened to my voice, happened obviously during the course of the last few years, and that is the old COVID-19 pox. So I worked during COVID, doing fucking stupid job, glorified fucking English teacher, and I had to work with, all of my clients were thundering bastards, materialistic to a fault, living the dream, working for, big multinationals and going off on business trips every other fucking 20 minutes. Um, so yeah, I was one of the fucking idiots in Ireland who worked during COVID. Most people just kind of chilled out and received a wage subsidy, which caused inflation. Um, but I worked, and I also contracted COVID. Everyone contracted COVID. First time, that was grand. First time, yeah, a little bit sick, and then I was fine. Second time, I was wiped out for 9 or 10 days, um, profoundly sick. I couldn't even do shit in the domosphere. I couldn't really check the news. I was just in bed all the time. I was coughing my fucking lungs up. I'm not going to go through every symptom, but profoundly sick. In retrospect, I probably should have gone to hospital. Um, I think I was, on the edge there, but I figured, if now is my time, so be it. So be it. Uh, yeah, I did recover from COVID, but then over the next 9 months, I had very bad long COVID, uh, but I was trying to work through it. And the more I tried to work through it, the more I was grinding the gears of my voice. I was kind of breaking my voice because I was doing all of the over pronunciation stuff, but I also had these enduring symptoms that made it very difficult to do the advanced pronunciation stuff. As a result, I incrementally and progressively fucked up my voice. Uh, so that's probably why I'm croaky. I have had COVID since then again, and I also experienced symptoms after the infection. So it has unfortunately changed me in that respect. And as a consequence, everyone in Limerick thinks I'm a fucking Martian or speaking Klingon. So I don't know, maybe you were able to understand me today, or maybe I do sound like I'm an evangelical having a fit. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, God. We're not going to be talking about normies today. Jesus Christ, 43 minutes. The fuck have I been talking about? Sorry for these guys. I'm just sorry. As I said, it's just a break for me, and I do need to practice the voice. I don't want to get to a situation where I forget how to speak, or my voice switches off due to relative inactivity. So it is good for me to practice speaking. Obviously, it's always lovely talking to fellow doomers, but I probably should make more of an effort to actually talk about a subject of some merit or significance. Um, Again, I wouldn't listen to these or, comment or like or whatever. Somebody asked me to put in timestamps. I can't do that either. I think I would have to watch the video to do that. I'm not willing to do that. Usually it's kind of, I don't, first 10, 15 minutes is me talking about shit. Then I might talk about the subject. I don't know what the subject of this video is. Oh, it's my stupid fucking voice. Yeah, my stupid fucking voice. But yeah, I should probably provide more pedagogical content. But again, I don't want to be sort of talking too much about the fucking news. This is my break. It's my break. But yeah, I should include something that might be more interesting or useful. So yeah, maybe in the next video we'll discuss news sources, how you can navigate the endless stream of bullshit and locate things that might actually qualify as news stories. And we'll also discuss the best place to find doomers on the different platforms and some places that I go to that provide me with you know, the doomy stuff I need. So yeah, as I said, I'm gonna head off now and talk to my doomer dad. Maybe have one or two whiskey coffees and set the world to rights. Yeah, my doomer dad's kind of ill, so I don't think I've too much longer with him. So it's important in these times to spend the time we do have left together. But even if he wasn't dying, that is, a good rule of best practice in 2024. You know, you should spend time with your nearest and dearest if possible. I don't really get emotional. So yeah, I'm going to fuck off. Doomer's Lighthouse out.